Hello, today I'm going to explain how the Statue of Liberty was built. The Statue of Liberty was built in order to commemorate the alliance between the US and France in the Revolutionary War. The Statue of Liberty was built in Paris and assembled there first, then they deassembled it in Paris and then shipped it to the US. The exact steps of the process are extremely complicated. I have it simplified here. First, they designed a miniature model that was only 1/16 of the size of the actual Statue of Liberty. Then they assembled a model. They manufactured a wooden model of the actual statue, of how big it was actually going to be, and they assembled a mold for it. Then they manufactured a template for it with plaster and other metal materials. Then they hammered and shaped the copper to be on the outside. And then they assembled it in Paris, deassembled it, and then shipped it to New York, and they assembled it again there. Now I'm going to explain the significance of the statue and who was involved in making it. Construction in France began in 1875 and wasn't completed until 9 years later. In 1884, the year was completed. French artisans and craftsmen began constructing the statue in France under a man named Auguste Bartholdi, a French sculptor. Bartholdi wasn't the one who proposed this idea for a statue to be made for the US. In fact, it was a French intellectual and anti-slavery activist named Edouard de La Boulaye. Bartholdi then began to support La Boulay's idea and began designing the Statue of Liberty. The original name was the Statue of Liberty Enlightening the World. It was named this because the French wanted to give this statue to the US because they felt that it was the beginning of something great. The Statue of Liberty, some fun facts about the Statue of Liberty was that one fact being the statue wasn't always green. I didn't even know this before researching more into it, but it used to be a shade of like brownish red you would get with copper because that was what it was made out of, copper. In fact, a chemical reaction occurred within the metal with water to turn it a shade of green and greenish blue, the color we get today on our statue that we look at. It used to be reddish brown, the shade of copper. Another fact was the pedestal. The pedestal was made in the US separately from the entire statue and the torch over in Paris. The pedestal was large, almost 105 feet. The whole statue, the height of the entire statue, including the pedestal and the foundation of the structure, of the base of the structure of the entire height of the statue, including the base of the pedestal and the structure, is 305 feet. Thank you for allowing me to explain this process to you.